Okay, let's talk about a problem that I'm pretty sure almost every single person learning a new language runs into. You know the one I'm talking about, right? And we're going to look at an AI tool called ChikiTutor that was built to tackle this exact issue.
So, does this hit a little too close to home? You've spent months, maybe even years, tapping away on language apps. You've got a decent vocabulary, you can read a bit, but the moment you actually need to speak, your mind just goes blank. It's such a common and super frustrating roadblock. There's actually a name for this. It's called the intermediate plateau. It's that point where you have all the building blocks, the words, you get the basic rules, but you just can't seem to snap them together into a real flowing conversation. You're just stuck, kind of in this limbo between being a beginner and actually being a speaker.
And a huge reason we hit this wall is because of how most of us start learning. You know those popular gamified apps? They're fantastic for drilling vocabulary, but they don't really build the mental muscles you need for spontaneous speech. They teach you the what, the words, but not the how to actually use them in a conversation. So how do you get across that chasm? Well, this is exactly where ChikiTutor positions itself. It's not trying to be another beginner app. It's a very specific tool designed to be that bridge.
I think this quote from a user just nails it. The goal isn't to replace those starter apps, but to be that absolutely crucial next step. It's for all of you who have the basics down and are just ready for that first real taste of speaking practice. And to build that bridge, ChikiTutor takes a fundamentally different approach. We're not talking about more flashcards or matching games here. This is about changing the way you think.
You can really see the difference in philosophy right here. On one side, you've got the familiar method of just memorizing stuff, but ChikiTutor is all about reasoning through grammar. The whole goal isn't just to know more words, it's to get you to actual conversational fluency.
So how does that actually work in practice? Well, the method is inspired by these proven audio-based systems like Pimsleur. You're prompted to translate sentences out loud. But here's the magic. When you make a mistake, the AI doesn't just say, nope, wrong. It explains the logic, the why behind the grammar. So you start to really internalize the structure, and this is the big one, you actually start thinking in the language.
And the entire experience is built for this one purpose. It is radically simple. There are no complicated menus, no skill trees, zero distractions. You just think your language, hit the mic, and get right to the most important part, speaking.
Now, this unique approach leads to some key advantages that really make the platform stand out in what is a very, very crowded market. The first advantage is just the sheer number of languages. ChikiTutor supports over 70. And this isn't just a number, it's a huge strategic advantage.
I mean, we are talking way beyond the usual suspects. It includes popular but hard-to-find tools for languages like Japanese and Arabic, but also a huge range of what you might call niche languages. For learners of Norwegian, Catalan, or Thai, ChikiTutor might be one of the only AI-powered speaking tools they can find at all.
This chart really highlights its unique spot in the market. While competitors are focusing on immersive conversations or broad AI scenarios, ChikiTutor is laser-focused on that grammar reasoning for that specific intermediate learner. It has carved out a very specific and very valuable niche.
But beyond all the features and the methodology, the real impact of a tool like this is emotional. It's about transforming a learner's mindset.
Because for so many of us stuck on that intermediate plateau, the biggest obstacle isn't some complex verb conjugation, it's the fear. The fear of making a mistake, of sounding foolish, of just stumbling through a conversation with a native speaker before you feel ready.
And this is where it all clicks into place. This testimonial from a user learning Dutch is just so powerful. The app wasn't just a practice tool for them, it was a safe space. It helped them get over that first hump of anxiety, and the result was real-world confidence, using the language with colleagues. The crucial point here is that it solves an emotional problem just as much as an educational one.
All right, so let's bring this all home. What is ChikiTutor's specific role, and who is it really for?
So, who is this for? Well, it's for you if you feel like you've hit a wall after the gamified apps. It's for you if the idea of speaking with a native fills you with anxiety. It's for you if you just need a safe, low-pressure gym for your speaking muscles, and it's definitely for you if you're learning a language that other apps just don't seem to care about. This is the tool for that exact situation.
Ultimately, learning a language isn't about collecting words. It's about connection. It's about the conversations you want to have with family, with colleagues, or with new friends. And that leaves us with just one final question to think about.
What conversation are you waiting to have?